No, it's finished. I need to buy a new one. I've had this for years. This was pandemic times. It's 2025, guys. You've been loyal. It's time for you to go. Hello, by the way. Hope you're well. Hope you're swell. Hope you're wavy. Hope you're. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing nice. Hope you're doing amazing. Let's clean this desk surface really quick. Now we're ready to operate. Now we're ready to get busy. Times dusty desk. I'm proud of myself. I got this bottle of shampoo. It's like Heads and Shoulders. I remember like going to the store. This was a while ago. Well, this is many months ago. I was like, I want to buy Heads and Shoulders. And I was like, one bottle was very expensive. I was like, this is pricey. Hey man, everything is pricey now. Prices are up. So I was like, why is this thing this expensive? One bottle? I can't remember how much it was. It was ridiculous. It just made my jaw drop. And I was like, should I buy two? Because I didn't want to come back. And the last time I bought it, there was a 2-for-1 special. This time there was no 2-for-1 special, so you have to pay full price for both. So I was like, should I buy two? I bit the bullet and bought two. Made an executive decision of buying two. And I forgot about it. So this morning I was using my shampoo. And I realized the bottle was getting empty. I was like, oh man. I have to buy a new one. And then I remembered I have a second one that I bought. Because I made the executive decision. I got two. I'm like, whoa, I got a full bottle. That first one has lasted me months. Not exactly how, I'm not sure how long, but it's lasted a long time. So it just feels good when you make investments like that and they pay off. Feels nice. In other news, Bulletstorm is great. I'm enjoying Bulletstorm. It's really fun. The gameplay is so satisfying. You can do headshots, you can do neck shots, you can shoot someone in the neck and then like blood starts spilling out. They start like gagging or they're holding or they're trying to seal that gush in the wound. You can do dick shots as well. Like you can literally shoot someone in the dick. It's amazing. I've never seen that before. I've never seen dick shots in a game. Bulletstorm is fun, man. It's so satisfying. There's this very powerful pistol you get. It's like a revolver almost, and you shoot, and it's so powerful, and you can just see someone's head explode up if you get a headshot. And I just love how the UI just shows all the XP points you're getting, and it's like it has like little text that it shows when you get a headshot, like headshot exclamation mark, and like 50 XP or something like that. It's just so satisfying. And there's so much going on the screen all at once. And it's just fun to play. They did a good job of making it feel fun and look fun. So I'm enjoying Bulletstorm for sure. Another thing I figured out about my PS5 is that if you just leave it on rest mode, so if you don't, because I turn it off every time I'm done playing, instead of leaving it on rest mode. But I figured out if I just leave it on rest mode, I can just pause the game instead of exiting the game. I can pause the game, put the PlayStation on rest mode, and then when I turn it on again, you just get back into the action. You couldn't do it with the PS4, of course. With the PS4, it shuts down the game. But with the PS5, if you leave it on rest mode, and then you turn it on again, you can go back, as long as you don't close the app yourself. If you go back into the app, you go right back into the action. It takes you right back to the pause menu instead of booting the game up from the beginning again. Then you have to go through the menus and it has to load you in. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. It's unfortunate that the PS5 doesn't have a lot of great games to play. It's unfortunate. I'm not sure having to go back in time playing old games. When did Bullet come out? It probably came out like 2013, 2012. When did Bullets come out? 2011. That's crazy. It's really good, guys. 2011. I like it. It's really fun. I feel like it was ahead of its time. Compared to a lot of shooters now, it's like, bro. A lot of shooters now don't have the same level of creativity or that fun factor. Shout out that whole era. 2011 in particular was a crazy year for games. Let's see what games came out in 2011. I know Arkham City came out in 2011. That's one of my favorite games. What games came out in 2011? Batman Arkham City, Uncharted 3, Portal 2, Deus Ex Human Revolution, The Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, Saints Row the Third, Gears of War 3, Dead Space 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and you know, Modern Warfare 3. I played Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2. Some of y'all, if you're younger, y'all think that Modern Warfare is these new reboots they have. There's the classic Modern Warfare from this era, like 2011. I think the first Modern Warfare came out 2008, if I'm not mistaken. Those were the ones. You need to play Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2, like the original ones, not these reboots that came out just now. Not those ones. Those are trash in comparison. At least the campaigns. I heard the campaigns are decent for these new reboots. Nah, I don't care. The old ones. Those campaigns are crazy. I remember the first one. Was it the first Modern Warfare with that epic sniper level? With Soap and what is that guy's name? With the mustache. You know what I'm talking about. He's on the cover of the new one. Of the reboot of Modern Warfare. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. Anyway, shout out Modern Warfare, man. The first two. Number 3 was Ides. Anyway, Battlefield 3. I played Battlefield 3. I remember that one. That was dope. Alien Noir. I never played Alien Noir, but I remember a lot of people having good things to say about that. Dark Souls came out in 2011. Crazy. The Witcher 2. Assassin's Creed Revelations. I played Revelations. I enjoyed Revelations. Star Wars: The Old Republic. A lot of people had a lot of nice things to say about that. Alice Madness Returns. That was Alice in Wonderland. It was like a game for her. I remember seeing the promo for that game. I never played it though. It's like a hack and slash Alice in Wonderland game. It's very violent. It was like a dark twist on the Alice in Wonderland story. It was very violent and mature. Dragon Age 2, Bulletstorm, Sonic Generations, Dead Island, Spider-Man Edge of Time. I played Edge of Time. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I believe I played that. Right? I think I had it on Xbox 360. I had one of the Harry Potter games. Captain America Super Soldier. I'm sure that was trash. That was a movie game. You know movie games have a terrible history. Except like Spider-Man on the PS2, Spider-Man 2. on PS2. That was a legendary movie game. Little Big Planet 2. I never played Little Big Planet. Never got into it, but that's a classic. A lot of people love Little Big Planet. That's like the PS3 era. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Never played the Legend of Zelda game. Infamous 2. Infamous is classic PlayStation 3. I never played that either. I could play it if I wanted to. Super Mario 3D Land, Resistance 3, Child of Eden. I remember, what was Child of Eden? A visually astonishing musical shoot 'em up from Res designer Tetsuya Mizuguchi. I remember seeing something about this, but I never played it. Rayman Origins, never played that, but we all know Rayman, right? Yeah, I guess you told enough. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Never played Kirby, but I know Kirby. Dance Central 2, Just Dance 3, Wizorb, I don't know what Wizorb is. Bastion, I don't know what that is. Angry Birds Rio, I remember Angry Birds, of course. Test Drive Unlimited 2, Pixel Jump Shooter 2, Semi Warriors Chronicles, I don't know what that is. Transformers Dark of the Moon. Oh my god, guys. So I don't know about this Dark of the Moon game. It's probably trash because it's a movie game. But Transformers War for Cybertron, I believe. Transformers War for Cyber. Oh my god, guys, you need to play Transformers War for Cybertron. That was a good game. Let's go to reviews. Let's see the general reviews for this game. Reviews. People really like this, and I really like it. I thought it was dope. 4.8 out of 5 audience rating. How many? Well, 98. But still, I mean, if you care about my IGN scores, which I don't, but you know, if you care, 99 out of 10 from IGN, 76% from Metacritic, 78% from PC Gamer. It was a very popular game. I remember I played this Transformers War for Cybertron. It was not a movie game. It was its own dedicated Transformers game. Can you please bring those back? These days you just get movie games. You just get movie games now. When it comes to Transformers, which is like, no, like they deserve their own game. Ghostbusters Sanctum of Slime. There was a Ghostbusters game that did really well, but I'm not sure if it's the Ghostbusters, the video game. No, it wasn't Sanctum of Slime. When did this come out? Release date 2009. It's not 2009. So I don't know if Sanctum of Slime is well received, and I don't care. But listen, I read a lot of bangers. 2011 was a preposterous year for video games. So many classics came out that year. Ooh. I played most of them after the fact. I didn't play them in 2011. I was 11 years old. I didn't even have a PS3 back then or an Xbox. I just had a PS2. And even then, I don't think there were many games on it. I don't even think we had a memory card on our PS2, to be honest. I don't know. I got the Xbox around 2012, 2013, around that time, and Halo 3 was my first Xbox 360 game. And I love Halo 3. Warrior. I played that a lot. And then after the Xbox 360, we got... And I played Arkham City on Xbox 360. I played Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 on Xbox 360. What else did I play on there? I played Modern Warfare 1 and 2 and 3 on my 360. I had a friend called Dante who would lend me all these Xbox games, whether it's Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, all this stuff. He was very nice, and I got to play a lot of games because of him, because he'd lend them to me. Back in the day when you could lend people games, now you can't do that. Preposterous. We need to bring that back, man. Lending games to friends. Those are the days. Now you try proper disc. I mean, I guess you can do it. You have to install it, but I'm sure you. Yeah, no, I'm tripping. You can lend your game to your friend. You just have to install it. You can't play it without the. I mean, obviously you can't play without the disc. So yeah, I guess it's still the same. It's just that extra step of installing. I've never tried it. I'm sure you can. I'm sure they don't. It's not going to be like this disc has already been installed in another device. What do you think you're doing? I'm sure you can just install it many times if you want. And then it's just like one of those ones where you have to have the disc if you want to play the game. So even if it's installed, it won't run without the game, which was the case anyway. Anywho, (2011) was a massive year. When did the War for Cybertron come out? When did that come out? Release date 2010. So it came out just before. It came out before one of the greatest years in gaming history. 2008 is viewed as a great year in gaming. I don't know what came out. I think the consoles were just doing really well in 2008. Nintendo DS was doing well. I think Nintendo 3DS was out as well, right? No, Nintendo Wii and Nintendo DS. Nintendo Wii, Nintendo DS, PS2 and PS3 were in circulation at the same time. Crazy. Xbox 360 was doing great. There were a lot of games just going crazy. It was a great year for gaming, man. People say that's at least in terms of like revenue and sales and hype and just the cultural vibe. People say that was the best year gaming experience and say we'll never top that ever again. I think we can. I think we can get back to that. I mean, we can do way better than that too. I think we can do way better than that. I don't like when people say things like that. Like, oh, we'll never experience that again. I'm like, you're such a small thinker. I think we can 100% improve and return to form. It takes work, but I think it's possible. And, believe in ourselves and put in the work, and we can not only get back to it, we can surpass it. Why look backwards? Look forwards. I think we can bring back what we love about those priors while also improving upon them. I think the golden age of gaming is yet to come. We went through some growing pains. We went through a weird phase where things are not looking good, but we're getting out of that. We're leaving that. We're exiting it. Out into the era. We're out of it, guys. The past 4 years, I'd say, at least in gaming, past 10 years. Yeah, about the past 10 years have been things are just gradually getting worse and worse and worse. Not to say there was nothing good that came out of this time, but the quality just been declining, generally speaking. But I think we're exiting that, and I think we're going to enter a very, very exciting period of time. If you have Steam, get War for Cybertron, Transformers War for Cybertron. I think it'll be a very fun time for you. I might check if it's available on the PS2. I doubt it's available on the PS5 store. I wish it was. I wish it was part of my subscription too. I'll be shocked. Let's check. I can check on that on my app. I can check on the PlayStation app. Let us see. Fingers crossed. I doubt it, man. Transformers. Let's see what pops up if I just type Transformers. So So we got Transformers Beyond Reality. I don't know what the hell that is. Transformers Battlegrounds. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's not looking good. War. For Cybertron. Nope. They don't have it. You're so lucky if you have a PC. I'm not a PC gamer, but that's one of the benefits of being a PC gamer. You can play all these old ass games without worrying about it getting taken off store and stuff. I mean, I'm sure some get taken off store, so I'm sure it is War for Cybertron on Steam. Is Transformers War for Cybertron on Steam? No, Transformers War for Cybertron is not available on Steam. It was removed from digital places after Hasbro's licensing agreement with Activision expired in 2018. I don't get things like this. It seems very silly to me. So your marketing license expires, so people can't buy the game anymore? Like, why can't you work something out where, like, people can still purchase the game? I don't care who gets the money, they'll figure that out. But why should people not be able to purchase the game anymore? That doesn't make any sense to me. For these businesses, man. Jeez Louise. It's so stupid. You have this product, you've made it, it's done. And now people can't access it anymore? That's sad, man. So you really have to like get it like a second-hand copy if you want to experience that classic title. It was a fun game, man. There was a sequel too. You tried to play the sequel. We had a PC at the time. It would not run on the PC, man. It was like 5 frames per second. It was bad. It was like super choppy. We're like, screw this, I'm not playing this. The computer couldn't handle it. Anywho, I watched this video. This guy was talking about he's someone that earns a lot of money, and I don't know if he was talking about himself, but he was just talking about generally like you know when you enter a certain tax bracket, when you start earning a lot of money, to get to that point, you have to work ridiculous hours, right? Typically, and because you're working like 80 hour, 90 hour, 100 hour, 120 hour weeks, you don't have a lot of time for leisure. You don't have a lot of time for social activities and stuff. And when you do have time, you know, the sort of things you want to do are different than what your friends do. You've upgraded, you've evolved. So now it's like the places you want to go to vacation on are very expensive, and the hotels you want to visit are expensive, and the places you want to eat are expensive, so on and so forth. Now, me personally, I'm not the let's go on vacation type of dude. I don't know why we can't just meet at normal places. But I get his point is that, you know, things change beyond just spending money and whatnot. Because I don't think that'll be a problem for me. Like, if we want to meet at some McDonald's or whatever, I can meet with you at McDonald's. I don't care. Well, I mean, maybe not McDonald's, but like, you know, we can affordable restaurants that serve good food that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. There are plenty of those. But besides just that, it's also, I think it's a change in perspective, the way you view things. Your interests might change, and you just stop being able to relate to certain people, and it can become very isolating. That's what he was talking about. And he was saying he knows a lot of rich people who are worth a lot of money, but they're lonely and they're just, they don't have that spiritual richness because they're money rich but people poor. That's the phrase he used. Money rich, people poor. And another thing you're saying, if you're young and you're making a lot of money, you can have people like, you can associate with other rich people, but other rich people tend to be older, in their 60s, because people it takes time to generate wealth, typically. That's changing as technology improves and a lot of things are being democratized and there's more access to wealth, and you're seeing more and more young people get very wealthy, very young. That's why I'm well, I don't want people to keep tripping all the time, complaining. Things are improving at a rapid rate, and obviously that the economy isn't great right now, but we're doing a lot better than prior generations in terms of if you go back, if you go through the centuries, it's not even close, man. We're doing extremely well. The amount of young people that are millionaires, billionaires even, is astounding. And it's only going to get better. I think right now we are experiencing some turbulence. I think we're in a global recession. Things are tough. But generally speaking, we're living in a wild time, man. We're living in a time of abundance. But yeah, he was saying that it's still the case that most rich people are very old because it takes time to accumulate wealth. And as a young person, if you have money, you can have a mentor, but they're not really a friend because the age gap is too big, it's too extreme. So you can't really relate to each other on certain levels. So you still feel that sense of loneliness and all that sort of stuff. And there's that phrase, lonely at the top, right? But he's saying it doesn't have to be that way. You can actually, you can join country clubs, you can join all sorts of groups and activities to meet people that are like-minded, that are successful in their own right and all that sort of stuff, and you can network and build business relationships and all these sort of things, and you can get you can have people in your life that are where you're at in life and can contribute to you. They share your values, they share your work ethic, all these sort of things, and you get along with them. So it doesn't have to be money or friends. You can have both if you prioritize the right things and you structure your life properly. You can actually have both. Me personally, I've never been a friends guy in terms of this will sound, I don't know how this will sound, but for me it's I feel like a friendship has to have utility in the sense that it has to have a mission. So I think a lot of people are friends just for the sake of being friends. So your relationship isn't really based on anything. You just hang out, have small talk, and you don't really grow each other in any way. It's just hanging out. That's what a lot of people do. They just hang out. And I never found fun in that. I never found that enjoyable. For me, it's I like having relationships that serve a purpose. So for example, this person is the person I go to the gym with, and we work out together and we encourage each other that way. I actually had that going on for a while. And then this is the person we talk about politics with, and he's very knowledgeable, so I always learn when I'm talking to him, and he knows a lot about economics and all this sort of stuff. So whenever I have those conversations with him, it's a great time, and we can meet for coffee and just discuss that for hours, and it's great. And then you can have someone who is into movies a lot, and that's the person I know. If I go watch a new movie with him, he's gonna give me great insights, and I can actually learn a lot from him because I'm actually very into art and cinema and all these sort of things, and I always try to draw inspiration from all these different sort of media forms. So it'd be nice to be with someone that's actually knowledgeable in these things and can contribute to conversations about them in a meaningful way that's actually insightful. And it doesn't have to be one person for each of those things. It can be one person that encapsulates all of that, of course. But the point is that the relationship has a purpose, and you're actually making each other better. So for me, I've always been introverted. I don't really need that much social stimulation. I don't need it. I've tried. I've tried doing the whole going to parties thing, bars. And I haven't. I don't think I've ever been to like a club. I remember trying to get into a club once, but the lady at the door didn't like my shoes. I had these Converse sneakers, and maybe they were dirty or something. She was like, you can't come in like that. I was like, wow. So the homie I went with went in by himself. Instead of staying with me, he just went in. Crazy. I was like, yeah, I'm never seeing this guy again. But I was like, yeah, this is not for me, man. I don't want to have to like dress to impress. I just want to dress in like the way I dress and not have to worry about getting into these clubs and all this sort of stuff. It's just not my vibe. I've gone bar hopping. I've done all of it. Not all of it, but I've done a lot of it. And I like being at home. I just like being at home. So at some point, I just stopped hanging out with certain people because I just felt like we weren't on the same page. It's like for me, I just want to be at home, make songs, work on my future, try build something. This channel is a godsend because it just gave me something to really zero in on and try to build that, and hopefully it can lead to other things. So that's my mission with this channel: just build it, and hopefully it just leads to bigger, better things. For example, hopefully when I put out my book, enough people read it and share it that the book gains its own traction. Lord willing. But yeah, I have my Bible study group, which I really enjoy, and I get a lot out of that because we're not just talking, we're not just having small talk, but we're discussing scripture, and it's very philosophical. We discuss a lot of things. It gets deep, and people talk about things that they're struggling with in their own personal life. You just get a lot of insight. We talk about marriage, we talk about sex, we talk about all sorts of things. It's great. I enjoy it. And I always leave feeling like I've learned something valuable because there's young people. There's not really old people. It's like I'd say like from 20s to late 30s, maybe early 40s. That's the age range. So they're relatively young folks in that group, and we're all learning from each other, man. It's so good. But when people try to hang out outside of the context of that group, I'm always like, man, listen. Because then it's like, it's not gonna work. Like, this works because of the context that we're meeting. If you try to hang out with me in just a regular context, it's just gonna become one of those things where there's no real purpose for us hanging out. We're just gonna be, what are we gonna be doing? It's enough for me. It's like, it's more than enough. We don't have to see each other out of that unless there's something we're trying to achieve. For example, one of the guys in the group was like, yo, you wanna come to the gym with me? I was like, that sounds interesting, because he has these gym classes he goes to, and I thought that was interesting. So I did that for a while. He was kind of unreliable because he would like not show up sometimes, and he did it too many times. I remember he invited me to his house, and he has a nice house, guys. Oh my gosh, his house was pretty nice. It was pretty nice, but then he got drunk and he passed out because he'd been drinking before I got there. No, I don't even think he was drinking before I got there. I think he started drinking. I don't know. He was drinking, and then he passed the hell out, and he left me with this other guy that I'd never met before, and I was just forced to talk to him. And he was interesting enough, but like, when it was time for me to leave, I wanted to leave. The homie was still passed out. He just left us. He just passed out and dipped. I mean, he dipped and passed out. He went to his room and fell asleep, and his dad had to wake him up, but he was refusing to wake up. and then his dad had to show us out. And I was like, yeah, I'm not. That's just not reliable. So I'm not gonna. And he'd also like left me hanging at the gym as well. So I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. But so that's why I'm just genuinely like, guys, let's just hang out in this context. We don't need to hang out outside of this. There's no need for that. But that could have worked. That whole gym thing, I would have liked to do that if the homie was reliable. But anyway, so for me, it's just about compartmentalizing and making sure that the relationship has its purpose. And we can be friends that way. I really feel like friendships should have a mission. You should have something you're trying to accomplish so that you can grow with each other. Iron sharpens iron and all that sort of stuff. And then for me, I feel like I really want to put together a team and work on a bunch of projects. I've talked about how I want to make a video game. So think about it, right? You hire, you get an office, you put out an ad, you want to hire a team. You're willing to pay a decent amount, very livable wages, salary, and people start coming in for interviews and stuff, and you put together a team that you're happy with. Now these are people you're going to be working for a definite period of time with. You can get very close to those people. If you're making a video game together, they probably like video games as well. These are people you have something in common with. I think you can become very friendly with those individuals. You can become very close with them. And other work ventures that I might have. And that would be my circle. And then I feel like my primary circle would be the women I'm married to and my children. My family would be my social circle, and my mom, my cousins, my brother. I don't need too much, man. When it comes to my wife in particular, I feel like that would be the person I spend the most time with. When it comes to leisure and just, like, we're talking about being friends and all that mushy stuff, I think that would be the person that I can be with. And like, yo, are you busy? What are you doing right now? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to doing? Like, all these sort of things people look for in other people. I feel like I can have that with my wife and be very satisfied. And then I build these other relationships with these other people, and I know that I'm getting this out of you, and I'm getting this out of you, and I'm getting this out of you, and this is the purpose of a relationship. And then my wife is like, it's just more general. That's the person I just hang out with. We just do random shit together. I like the idea of that. I think that's dope. I think it's dope. I really want to migrate at some point. Wherever I end up, I'll have to set up a Bible study group for another one, because obviously if I leave this country, I'll have to set another Bible study group up somewhere else. So I'd have to find people for that, because that's such a valuable part of my life. I really enjoy it, and I always learn so much from it. And I just love hearing other people's perspectives on the scriptures. So I'd have to set that up. So I'd have that, I'd have my family, I'd have work. Bro, I think that's more than enough, man. I really don't know if I can ask for more than that. That's great. I'll be very happy. Anywho, y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd like to pray for my video. So, dear Father God, I thank you for this individual watching us right now. Thank you for making a whole and unique. and guiding on a path towards prosperity. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so they can get frankly. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful girl life. Love them, take care of them, bring the absolute best out of them, and thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage and sustaining that love and marriage and making them very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so you can give thanks for the abundance of life and give thanks and find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life so knowing that you're God, that you're real, that you love them, and you're always going to be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person, everyone care about you. In Jesus' name, I pray, amen, amen, amen.